All right, so it's 2022, it's a new year. We got new EDC stuff. It's like going back to school because I've got a backpack right here. It's got a little bit of a tactical edge to it because that's the Vertex Ready Pack 2.0. So got some good stuff that I want to share with you guys today. Some things that I've been testing out for the past couple of months. Maybe some big changes, and then obviously not a huge change in the overall stuff that I carry with me daily, but little things that do make a difference for the stuff that I am just walking around with every single day. All right, so we're not going to go like over every single little item, just kind of more of the broad stuff. So if we went over everything, you'd like see my spare undies because mom always told you to carry a spare pair of underwear with you, right? And so did the military. So don't want to show you guys that stuff. But if you want to see like the intricate details on the little things that I carry, you can check out my older EDC videos and that will be there. This is just going to be some of the bigger items because we all carry those, the main things with us, right? Wallet, watch, phone, maybe our wedding ring, of course the two-way stuff, sticky stabby items, multi-tools, you know, the spectacles, testicles, wallet and watch kind of test. All of that stuff is pretty basic to most of us, just with little differences in what we like. And then of course, maybe some like, you know, Snickers bars, some lickies and chewies, some of that pogey bait that you want with you in case you don't have any food, and then a little bit of water. So let's go ahead and check out some of these big changes for the winter time in 2022 because one of them is kind of big. So let's check that stuff out right now. All right, so you'll notice the table's bare because it's just too much stuff to have all at once on there. So the first thing we're gonna talk about, not a full review of this. This is the Vertex Ready Pack 2.0, kind of like a 4-compartment bag, a small compartment, kind of a medium-sized compartment, larger compartment, and then your kind of concealed carry compartment down here. Got some side pockets for like a, you know, hydro flask or something. There's some really good stuff about this bag, and there's some things I don't like, but it's what I've been carrying for a while. It will get its full review, so we'll go ahead and put that to the side. That'll be coming out real soon, and we'll kind of start getting into the everyday carry stuff, and I will bring in the first load. A couple cool things here, some things that you guys will recognize, and we're gonna talk about that. So, cell phone, the S21 Ultra. I like the Galaxy phones the best. Pretty crazy camera setup, as you can see right there. A lot of cameras we are working with, but a good phone. The Groove Life rings, awesome stuff here. They are far more comfortable than kind of your traditional style rings, and they've got these, I'll flip it inside out, see if I can get that camera to focus in real good for you. There we go. You can see those little like ventilation marks in it. Pretty cool stuff. It works very well. And it's pretty comfortable compared to other stuff. Luminox Watch. I've worn Luminox watches and G-Shock watches for a very long time. It's pretty cool. A little flashy with the colors on it, but overall a good, well-built watch. A little expensive. The Pop-Off leather stuff, you guys have seen these before, both my notebook and my Pop-Off leather wallet. All great stuff. One of the things that I have kind of acquired is this little Pelican wallet. So this is literally a Pelican case, but it's meant to be a wallet. And I love this thing for like outdoors or when I'm on my boat or something fishing, because I can put my license in here. I can pretty much put everything in there and not have to worry that it's gonna get wet or anything like that because it's sealed up. It doesn't float very well, but you know, keep it in your pocket. It's got a lanyard. So overall, very, very cool for the outdoor minded person. If you are into that kind of thing, go ahead and throw that stuff off to the side. And let's talk about the stabbies and the tools and the lights and stuff, because there's a few things here to go over. So I love these Kaiser blades right here. So the Kaiser Sheepdog here, this is the smaller one. They've got like a massive one too that is pretty crazy, but you can see very nice kind of G10 carbon fiber handle. It's a liner lock style blade, but overall just a great blade. Flips out easy, got that cleaver look to it. Really cool stuff. Pretty traditional pocket clip, and then a little bit of looks when it comes to the bearing set right there. So cool stuff there. Nothing crazy, not expensive at all. So I'll leave links for all that stuff down below too, so you can check it out if you're interested in any of that stuff. Something that's been in my pocket a lot lately is going to be this little Streamlight Wedge. So they got a couple different colors of this version. It's pretty cool. It's got a standard lumen mode and then kind of like a high throw mode when you push the button all the way forward. It's a little big. I do wish it was about, I don't know, maybe 3/4 to half the size would probably be a little bit better in my opinion, but still Good light, it's got great power to it, rechargeable, which is just the way to go. I do wish it was a removable rechargeable battery, so if the battery ever goes, I could replace it, but it is what it is. As far as the multi-tool I've been carrying the Gerber suspension for a while. It's got everything, right? It's gonna have all the stuff you're going to need when it comes to your standard multi-tool. It's pretty cheap, so when you ruin it, you don't feel too bad and you just go ahead and you buy another one. So talking about the medical stuff that I carry with me, I'm always gonna be carrying at least some kind of basic medical kit, at minimum a tourniquet. So in the bag, I carry this tourniquet right here. The reason I carry this one, it's your Cat Gen 7 here, but it's extremely bright. So I can pretty much tell anybody, go in my bag, you're gonna see a bright orange thing, grab it, and they're probably going to go right for this, and that is going to be what I'm gonna need, that tourniquet. And you can see you've got your space to write your time on it, everything that you're gonna need for when you apply a tourniquet. As far as the medical kit goes, the Live the Creed little pocket trauma kit is awesome. It's gonna have some boo-boo stuff in there. It's gonna have some quick clot, some gloves. It's gonna have the SWAT tees, which is kind of like the rubber band, almost like a bicycle tube kind of tourniquet in there, which is, it's not optimal, but it will get the job done. And then I carry these mini trauma shears that I threw in there because they fit. They don't come with it. That's something that you have to add, but they fit in there just perfect like that, in that little bungee, and you can fold it up and have pretty much everything in, it fits in a cargo pocket. So that is pretty solid for sure. I do like that. And just remember guys, you can upscale or downscale your EDC as you see fit. So let's talk about the carry items, and there's gonna be some surprises here. One of which is going to be the PDP. Now, I've carried everything from Glocks to Kimmer 1911s to Smith & Wessons, all kinds of stuff. I've carried a bunch of different stuff, but there's a reason why sometimes I will change to a different pistol, and we're gonna talk about those reasons. But the PDP is something that I had a little bit of a rocky start with it. If you didn't watch my video, the slide was stripped out, so they had to give me a whole new one. That was from the factory. I never even took that one home from the gun store, but I have been carrying this with one of my favorite compact weapon lights, that TLR-7A. It is an absolutely great light, tons of power, and it's real small. So that has been a huge positive carry for me. And then you'll see this kind of Velcroed Maxpedition holster right here. And the reason I carry that like this is because that backpack has that kind of Velcro hook and loop setup in it. So you can put this in the part where you put your pistol and it's gonna stay in there. You just need to make sure you give yourself enough room to be able to draw that with the sights in there, and then the compression of the backpack is gonna pretty much keep this thing where it should be. So pretty big change for me going to that, from a Glock to a SIG that I was carrying for a while and now to that PDP. And then something that you guys have seen before is going to be when I'm carrying on body. I like to carry the 43X MOS right here. Again, this one's got that TLR-7 sublight on it this time right there because it's just a great light. And we'll talk more about why I like the 43X MOS and those shield arms mags, and then of course the LAS concealment holsters. Now LAS concealment does have their Ronin 3.0, and they do have their Saya, which is just the pistol only. So a lot of good stuff there when it comes to that. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the reasoning behind why some of these things have changed, the cost, and of course, is it really a good idea to update your EDC a lot? All right, so let's tackle that bag first. So this is the Vertix Ready Pack 2.0 right there. You can see, looks pretty sleek, pretty EDC friendly. And that's really what I was looking for. So I've been carrying the DDT bags, either the Assassin or that Urban Discreet bag, for a couple of years now, and I really like them. The thing is though, is I find myself carrying the bag on me longer and longer, the more places I go to, the more things I do. And the sling bags are not always going to be that comfortable depending on how much weight. So I wanted to switch over to a backpack again, just to kind of have something that I could not only have more storage space in if I'm at the store picking items up, carrying things around, whatever, once I'm done and I'm walking around somewhere else, but because I carry my gym gear and I just want to be able to have one bag and not have to swap bag after bag. I do like that, but I've got a few reservations about it, so it's gonna get its own review. Overall, a good bag, but it leaves a little bit to be desired, and I'll go over that in a future video. Now, all of the other items in that bag, from the light, you know, my wallet, that little Pelican wallet, or even like the Streamlight micro Streamlight that I carry, my notebook and all that, those are the items that I just keep going back to and that work time and time again. Now, if something better comes out, I may carry it, but those are little choices that you're gonna have to make on your own. This is just what has worked out for me. Now, moving into some of those bigger items, the Walther PDP. Now, I got off to a super rocky start with that thing. The slide was messed up on the original one. The optic screws were threaded into it too deep. It was stripped out. You could see metal shavings in the box. So never actually took that one home, had to get a completely different one. But since using it, I absolutely love it, and I perform with it right out of the gate every time, even from a cold start. That's a lot of really good things to have in a pistol that's natural and you can just run it. So that's a pretty big change for me. I've carried a ton of different stuff, but when I have the opportunity to carry a larger pistol with me, I'm gonna carry it. As Clint Smith was quoted saying, there's no such thing as a small enough gun when you're carrying it, and no such thing as a big enough gun when you're actually in a fight with it. It was something to that effect, right? Because we all want lighter, smaller capacity, but we don't want, you know, weight. And then when you have to use it, you're like, oh man, I wish I had something bigger, badder, with more capacity. And that's just kind of how things work. Now, in the bag, I love carrying that PDP in there. I don't have another concealed carry holster for the PDP right now. Otherwise, I might be carrying it, which is where that 43X comes into play, specifically with those LAS concealment holsters. Now, Glock is not my favorite pistol, and I know I've done a lot of Glock stuff here, but that's because it's a very prevalent pistol with a lot of really good stuff that you can put on them. In the case of that 43X MOS, it just gives so much that it's really hard to deny what you can get out of it between the Shield Arms mag, 15+1 capacity, TLR A7 sub from Streamlight, MOS, that 507K up top. It gives you effectively a Glock 19 in a smaller and thinner package, less weight, less size, more comfort. And comfort is really where it's gonna be at when you're carrying, whether it's that bag or your EDC items. Because if you're not comfortable and you're not like comfortable with the weight and the feel of everything, you're probably not gonna be carrying it all the time. And I'm a big proponent of carrying all the time. Now, all of that stuff is a very personal choice, and you really have to figure out what's gonna work for you. Don't just take anybody's word for it in videos or articles you're reading. See if you can get your hands on it, test that stuff out, and ask yourself a couple of questions, or maybe a few questions. 1, can you afford it? 2, do you need it? And 3, can you live without it? If it's not something you need right now, or that's not something that's gonna give a good benefit to you, then it might not be something you need. Now, I'm a big proponent of being prepared for as many things as possible as well, but at the same time, you don't wanna look like a month to private who's got so much stuff in his rucksack or his assault pack that he can't walk around because he's got too much stuff, too much weight, and couldn't find anything in that bag because it looks like a gypsy yard sale was shoved in it. So that stuff are all things you're gonna have to figure out for yourself. And then of course, that comfort, coming back around full circle. Is the bag gonna be comfortable? The amount of stuff you're putting into it? Take all of those things into account. So I really hope that this helped you guys out. Let me know where I went wrong, where I went right, or where you disagree or agree with me, because I'm really curious, because every single one of us likes to carry different things, and there's nothing wrong with it. As long as you're carrying the things that you need and the things that can be most helpful to you in the situations you find yourself in most often. So if you guys are interested in any of that stuff, I will leave the links down below for you guys. Check it all out. All that does help the channel. It's all the affiliate links, so you guys all know how that works. If you buy it, I get a little commission. Doesn't cost you anything, but it helps the channel keep growing and staying alive. Speaking of growing, let's have a moment. Go ahead and subscribe, give the video a like, and of course, leave a comment like I said. That way we can make this long term and you can keep coming back for more. You guys get out there, have some fun. Remember, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. I will see you guys on the next one.